I found this in a cupboard. I think this might be one of mine. I think condemned that about 20 years ago, so I was about to try and get this going. It's got a bit of, yeah, I think that's come out a Gladiator's machine a long time back. I think I condemned it because something shorted out. I mean, 20 years ago I just started out repairing these things. Yeah, it's got a fair amount of corrosion damage and like, yeah, a fair amount of exposed traces in the back, but yeah, I'm going to have a go at getting this running, at least on the test ROM. It's got quite a bit of exposed traces here as well. It's got a broken pin there. If anybody with a Maygay machine knows they burn out their real connectors. Maygay like to use underrated parts, even though great playing machines, but fragile. But yeah, I'll give this a crack. With one condition, I'm not going to use any new parts if I can help it. Got a jar of reclaim parts here that I've taken off other boards that were scrapped and too far gone. I'm going to use them, and I'm going to use some of the stuff at my own stash, but I'm not going to spend any money on this. Well, technically I broke that rail already. I have spent some money on it. I got a 681 when I actually got a 681 for something else, but I'm going to use it on this. But everything else I think I've got. So, you can see there's, at the minute it won't do much because there's nothing in it. But it does have something going for it. It's got a 8051 in it. So I don't need to go spend money and reprogram one of them. Got it here already. And usually those are bulletproof, hardly anything ever goes wrong with them. And it's got U10 in it, which is just that 154, but that's hard to find. What do we need? I've got a gal. I've not got a 6264, but I've got something I can put in its place. I don't have U3, but I can get somebody to send me one. I don't need U3 to do what I'm doing anyway. The only thing I want to do today is try and get it running on the test ROM. So without further ado, in the words of Adrian's Digital Basement, great channel by the way, you should subscribe to him. He's a fantastic guy on YouTube. Does a lot of computer stuff. Yeah, without further ado, let's get right to it. Copyright Adrian's Digital Basement. Anyways, so what do we need? Well, before it's going to do anything, we need to get it to reset. So to reset, obviously you need the 556 and that transistor. You need U6, which handles the reset, but it also handles the clock, and we need the clock to drive the gal, which handles the watchdog. So before I can do anything else, I need to find that, I need to find that, and I need to find this. So, let's get on with it. Right, dug out the retro chips tester. It needs a bit of a clean now. Hold on. And we want 74HC series. Right, and we'll just let it all detect. I think these are 7404s. They're a bit green, they're dirty, they're reclaimed. But let's see if they work. Let's see what we've got. Those working to support people affected by addiction say it's important to acknowledge the grief of family and friends left behind. Not much. Oh, I'm a pin off, that's why, you dipshit. Let's try it again. It's a 7408. 74HC08, we need one of them. So that's a good start, that's U30. so let's see what this one is. Press that again. This is a great piece of kit, as you can still get it from Backbit software. Let's see. That's 7404. So we've got U30 and we've got U6. We're off to a good start. I need to go find another 7404 now. Bear with me. So didn't find another 04, but I'll probably have something upstairs. Found a 259 though. Does this work? I'm putting off again. Wait a minute. Not supported. What's going on there? See if we've got a 259 here. Should have it somewhere. There we are. That's dead. So we're going to need one of them, I think. Just make sure we got it in again. Hold it down. Yeah, that's bad. So 259's dead. Oh well. But that's no great disaster, I've got them. Right. Got a Gal 16V in there. And excuse me. We have Maygay M1A file loaded there. Let's see if it verifies. No. But let's see if we can reprogram it to Gal 16V. Let's see if we can reprogram it to Maygay M1A. So can we erase it? Let's see. Yep, we can. So now I should be able to reprogram it.
Planning to get the most out of your garden this year? At Crocodile, we're offering 20% off our glass verandas. Now you can extend your evenings outdoors.
Yep. So hopefully that'll work. Soon find out. Righty. Power it up. We've got the clock and resetting, so let's see what we got. Well, we've got a clock. Do we reset? No, we don't. Why don't we? Let's check trigger it. Let's check pin 6 of this 556. Pin 6 is the trigger. And there's no trigger. In fact, there's nothing at all. That should be high. There's nothing at all there coming to pin 6, so board's not going to reset with that.
I've shown this before. When you have these devices that are castellated edges, or castellated edges,
so we need to investigate that next. Right, so I've lifted R6 there, which is the orange, white, black, 39 ohm. And that disconnects U46 here, which is for the anti-spark. So we'll see if that makes a difference. Because what I'm thinking is something with the anti-spark is affecting the trigger. Yeah, look. Not working right. It drove me nuts, that, which is why a lot of the board, like the CPU But it did release the trigger. It has come out of reset. So we now need to try and get a pulsing reset. Because at the minute all it's doing is it resets once and stops. Oh, of course it will, because we've disconnected the whole of that section. Right, hold on. Right, it's a slight change of approach. Cut pin 7 instead. What happened there when I disconnected R6 was I disconnected Q1 from the reset, which means it's never going to re-trigger U27 here. So, now let's see. Interesting. It's still holding it on. It's not R6, it's down at Q1. Ah. Want to bet. Even though that verifies that's borked. Ooh, lovely. Right, hold on. So I think I just discovered why I put this away all those years ago. I can get the reset to come out, but then it doesn't pulse the way it's supposed to. I'm not too sure that one is borked, because I tried that one, that's exactly the same. And I tried that one and it's exactly the same, but I think I've figured out why. Look at the movement in that socket. That socket is terrible. So I think what I need to do is change that socket for that gal. So I'll need to go look for a socket before I can do anything else. Right, socket's replaced. Power's back on. Check pin 37. There we go. Reset is running. It's pulsing because there's no RAM and no 681 stuff. You notice I've got the CPU in. The CPU is actually vital for the reset. If you have the GAL missing, you'll stick out of reset. If you have the CPU missing, you'll stick in reset. It's because a couple of the lines of the CPU are tied to a gate on here, and then that ties to the two dials here that operate Q1. It's all quite integrated. You could actually be doing with rewriting the reset section of the schematic to include the lines for here, because it doesn't mention them. But we have the reset running, we have the clock running. The focus is going on this, probably because of changing the lights, but time to start adding other stuff. I think I've been looking for a short on this, because there was no pins there. They were just solder stubs and there was no pin there. Yeah, I think I've been looking for a short back in the day. But the actual fault was, I think it's just going to have been this socket. So I need to get a RAM in that position now. I've got a couple of choices here. I've got this one, which is the 62256, but it'll work in the same position. But technically that's new, and I said I was going to use reclaim parts, so I've got this one. 6264, and as you can see, it's a little bit crusty. But if it works, I'm going to use it. So I'll give that a test. And despite that being extremely crusty, it passed. Chip tester says it's okay. So we'll clean it up a bit and get it in there. There we go, I filed it down a bit. Still a bit crusty, but Bit of flux, and it'll be okay. I'm certainly using it. I tested it several times, the chip tester. A couple of different tests. Ooh. Instant zoom. I never knew the phone did that. Need to remember that for the future. See, the legs look no bad at zoom. Right, how do you put it back? Alright, okay. Learn a new thing every day. Right. Right. You might notice a wee mod there. There's usually a big capacitor that goes across the top of the RAM chip here, because on M1A they don't have a coupling capacitor for the memory, which means it tends to have low voltage. On M1B they added it, the capacitors down here, but it doesn't need to be across the top here like this. It just needs to go between the power rail on the RAM here, which is pin 28, and the ground, so I've just stuck it there. There's no harm there, sits nice and flat. Now, it's working. If I had the 681 via the crystal, you see I've got pin 14 by now there because it's working, but I can't get it to work with, well, basically the watchdog isn't working. The watchdog reset isn't working. When I try and run it with this pin in, the watchdog times out and the board resets, but with that pin out, it's running. So I need to investigate now why the watchdog timeout isn't being reset, because if I check here, on pin 10 of U11, which is where the watchdog reset comes from, I got a pulse. But if I check the trigger here on pin 8, the watchdog timeout's not being re-triggered. So I've either got a trace break here, or this transistor's bad, or one of these capacitors is on the blink. So that's the next thing to investigate. Right, this is C6 under here. Signal's getting in. Signal's getting out. So why isn't it getting there? There must be the tiniest trace break between that cap and that pin. Just noticed it's starting to get dark outside. Right, hold on, I get my bearings. Where is me? Right. I've just double checked it. This is C6 here. That pin there buzzes to pin 10 of U11, which is the watchdog reset. Signal's coming out here, but there's no connection between there and pin 8, and there should be. There's the tiniest, I can't even see it. Excuse me for the flux. There must be a wee via on the underside or something, because the pad must be broken on the top side, because there's no join there and there should be. So I'm going to add a link wire there. I'm going to add a little link wire just there, tiniest little link wire, and probably that will get the reset back. That will get the watchdog running. Right, tiniest wee wire link added. Let's see. Just give it work a wee sweep. Oh yeah. I need to put that pin back in standby. Right, it's in there. And there we go. So, you know what happens next, don't yous? I'm going to have to rebuild the rest of the ruddy thing because it's gone from a scrap board to a runner. I've created a monster for myself. Ooh, well. Just so happens I have one of them. It's a bit tatty, but what I'll do is I'll remove the socket and solder it straight to the board. I've got those. That's a 373, 244, 2803. Should have these. Can actually get one of those, and I'm sitting looking at one of those. It's a bit water stained. That's not battery corrosion, that's water. Mould, if you will. But, yeah, if I can clean it up and the tester says it's fine, it's going in here. I must have had this board for about 20 years. And I think the whole time I've been looking for fault, I was looking for faults on it back in the day. It was that socket. Or maybe it was the gal chip that was in there because the gal was missing. Yeah, I need to find some for U39 as well. U39 isn't needed for the core. It is to do with this. It's in the memory ready circuit that deals with the control of this sound chip here. I've got one of those as well. Whoops. Well, that's a damn good game car socket. I nearly knocked it out and it keep running. It's not in the best of condition. But the chip tester says it's good. So, focus your bugger. So, I'm going to call this part 1. I imagine part 2 will be in a few weeks. I've got some other things I need to do. I've got a garden I need to do before the winter weather sets in. But yeah, she lives. Stored in a wardrobe for 20 years and fixed in about 3 hours. Alrighty. Bye bye for now. Bye bye for now.